Alright, YouTube, time for a quick blurb teaching. Anne here, really quick. God, may it be your words I speak, not mine, for your glory, not mine, in Yeshua's name. This quick teaching is, why did God allow the tree of the knowledge of good and evil to be in the Garden of Eden? I mean, it caused the fall of humanity. The moment Adam and Eve ate of it, they brought evil and sin and death into the world, and they ruined basically the whole world for all humanity. Like, have you ever asked God why he allowed that? I asked him. And it's pretty simple. So, God was lonely. That's why he created humans. That's why humans are made in his image. We are meant to be his companions, because he was lonely. And so, we're in his spiritual image too, especially his spiritual image, so we have emotions like he has and everything like that. Anyway, that's why we're the bride of Christ. We're engaged to him right now, and when we go to heaven, we're going to marry him and be his companions forever, metaphorically. Anyway, the forever part's not a metaphor though, but anyway, true love can only exist if there's a free will choice to love. So if I was a robot just programmed to love God, that wouldn't be love. If I was a zombie incapable of choosing God, that wouldn't be love. If I was someone he kidnapped, who he just held hostage and forced to love him, that wouldn't be love. That wouldn't be real love. In order for real love to exist between us and God, he had to allow a choice. So, in the Garden of Eden, there was really very little possibility for choices because everything was perfect. Here in the modern world, there's flaws everywhere and right and wrong choices to make every millisecond of the day. But back then, there wasn't. So, in order for them to choose to love God, he had to make a choice somewhere in the Garden of Eden for Adam and Eve to choose to love him. You can either choose to love him and do things that make him happy, like following his commands, or not follow his commands, which is God's definition of not loving him. So he only gave them one command. It wasn't that hard. They had like 999,000 other trees to eat out of, and he said, just don't eat this one. And who knows actually how many years they went before they messed up, but they did. They chose the one. And but interestingly enough, it was free will. And it was loving of God to put that tree in there, because without it, Adam and Eve and all of humanity would have been slaves or zombies or robots and never had free will and never had the choice to love God. And so that's carried even out till today. Of course, now we live in a fallen world, but even today we all still have the free will choice to love God. His definition is, if you love me, keep my commandments. That's God's definition of loving him, because sin hurts him. So if you love him, keep his commandments. It hurts his feelings to see sin. And so he's holy and perfect. He can't stand sin. So anyway, we have to choose to love God, to love our future spouse, to love our Creator, our Father. He's all those things to us. We can choose to love him by keeping his commandments. Or we can choose to not love him and not keep his commandments. And he's not forcing us to do anything. If you ask for help, he'll help you keep the commandments. But he will never force you. So, that's what free will is. That's why free will exists, and God will never break free will. Yeah. Alright, I made it quick. Bye, guys.